Yo, what is up, guys? Your boy Izukage here with part 2 of What If Naruto Was a Reincarnation of Lord Beerus. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and Discord link in description. Let's begin. So we left off with Naruto and his Ambu team on their way to the Leaf Village. At the Hokage's office, Naruto reported a mission success, which Hiruzen wasn't at all surprised at. Hiruzen brought up the fact that Naruto had no friends his age. Naruto, with a bored expression, says, "Old man, I really have no need for friends." Hiruzen glared at Naruto. "Oh, so you never want a wife and a family?" Naruto began to blush, which made Hiruzen bust out into laughter, because Naruto always acted twice his age, and he finally caught him lacking. Hiruzen began to calm down and explain to Naruto that he'll be a part of one of the Genin squads, Team 7. Naruto, now acting 3 times his age, bowed respectfully to the Hokage and left. Hiruzen and Kakashi just watched as Naruto left the room. They proceeded to go over the details of their previous mission, and Hiruzen was thinking, just how did Naruto gain such power? But as if Kakashi could read minds, he said, "I don't even know how this kid is so strong." Hiruzen nodded in agreement and added, "And he doesn't even have chakra." They both chuckled, and let's get to Naruto. Naruto had a week before the graduation exam, so he decided to, sleep until then. But this time when he went to sleep, he appeared in his mindscape. It was a dimly lit room with a circular object at the center. Naruto then began walking towards it, then heard snoring. He was confused but continued walking. As he approached the center, he realized it was a bed, and on it a sleeping purple cat. Naruto poked at the humanoid cat, and after a minute it finally woke up. The cat, who we know as Beerus, looked around at his surroundings, then to Naruto. "Boy, who are you?" But before he could finish, Beerus's memories came back to him. He began holding his head from the huge influx of information. Naruto was worried, so he rushed over to hold Beerus before he fell. "Hey, cat, are you alright?" Beerus groaned while regaining his balance. "Yeah, I'm fine, kid." "So, who are you, cat, and where am I?" A visible vein had popped out of Beerus's forehead. "First off, kid, don't call me cat. I'm the great Lord Beerus, the strongest god of destruction. And from the looks of things, we're in your mindscape, so I'm guessing you're my reincarnation." Naruto just scratched his head in confusion. God of what? Mind what? Reincar what? Beerus, again visibly frustrated, was about to say something, but Naruto continued. "Wait, if you're so strong, people call you a god, why are you here?" "Well, after my universe got destroyed in a tournament that damn Kakarot proposed, we got wiped out. And probably someone tried to revive me, but I ended up here." "Well, you seem pretty weak to me." "Shut up, kid. You're the reason you're so strong. Plus, you're using my power. And worst of all, you're not even using it right. Anyways, since I'm here, I might as well train you, cause I don't want you to be a disgrace of a reincarnation. We'll be focusing on ki control, and maybe you'll be able to do that chakra thing that people in this world are so obsessed with." So Beerus begins training Naruto for the week leading up to the graduation exam. As Naruto walks into the class, everyone stops to see who it is, and then their jaw dropped. The renowned Ambu captain is in their class. Everyone began whispering amongst themselves, "Hey, isn't he the youngest Ambu member? Yeah, I heard he can even beat the 4th Hokage." Iruka began settling everyone down, and directed Naruto to a seat towards the back of the class. Sasuke side-eyed Naruto, while Kiba shot a few choice words to Naruto, who ignored him. Iruka began handing out the tests, and Naruto decided to take part in this section of the exams, because he was really only there to watch and assess his new teammates, Sasuke and Sakura. After the test, they went outside to do the practical portion of the exams. For shuriken throwing, Sasuke almost aced it, getting a 9 out of 10, and Sakura getting a 2 out of 10. Naruto saw great potential in Sasuke, but deep-seated hatred, and Sakura was just hopelessly following Sasuke. Naruto decided to skip this one, and now let's move on to the sparring matches. His matches were against their senseis, but only at 50% of their strength. Sakura lost to Mizuki, but managed to pass the exams because of her high marks in the written portion and surprisingly good chakra control. As Sasuke went up to fight Iruka, he pointed towards Naruto looking for a fight. Iruka and everyone in the class looked at Sasuke as if he had a death wish, but Naruto smirked, then began walking up to the sparring circle. Iruka was hesitant to let the fight go on, but with a reassuring smile from Naruto, he let it happen. Also, Iruka, don't worry, I'll only be using 0.1% of my power, so you won't get hurt too bad. Sweat dropped from everyone's head, and a frustrated Sasuke launched 3 kunais towards Naruto without the match having been started. Naruto could easily perceive these, and with his back turned, he catch all 3 by reaching his hand over his head. Sasuke then grew even more angry and sent out fireballs towards Naruto, who just stood there. The fireball hit Naruto head on, and Iruka was about to disqualify Sasuke, who began laughing hysterically. So this is the strongest the village has? What a joke. His fangirls began screaming, Sasuke-kun, Sasuke-kun. When the smoke cleared, what everyone saw shocked them even more. An unfazed Naruto, not even a burn mark on his clothes. Naruto used his new technique he learned, Ki Barrier. He surrounds his body with a thin layer of Ki, negating all elemental chakra attacks and rebounding physical attacks. Everyone saw shocked them even more. An unfazed Naruto, not even a burn mark on his clothes. Naruto used his new technique he learned, Ki Barrier. He surrounds his body with a thin layer of Ki, negating all elemental chakra attacks and rebounding physical attacks. Naruto began slowly walking towards Sasuke, who managed to let out 2 more fireballs, but to no use. Sasuke, on one knee, exhausted, looked up to Naruto to see him disappear from everyone's vision. Then he reappeared behind him, punching Sasuke outside the ring into the wall, leaving a semi-conscious Sasuke gritting his teeth at the immense pain. Sasuke looked up to see Naruto right in front of him. How? Sasuke said before falling unconscious. Hours later, Sasuke woke up in the back of the classroom. He saw Sakura sleeping on his chest with tear stains on her face. He then saw Naruto approach from behind him. So, you're finally awake, Sleeping Beauty? Well, good timing, or Sensei's here. Sasuke woke Sakura up, and she proceeded to trap him in the tightest hug. Naruto then spoke up. Okay, lovebirds, let's not get too far. As I said, our sensei's waiting. Sasuke was about to shout at Sakura to let him go, but she began crying even harder. But after a minute, the 2 were on their way upstairs, as their sensei instructed. Upstairs, the trio introduced themselves and gave their likes and dislikes and goals. They all pretty much go to canon, but Naruto says he wants to become the stronger than Beerus, which confused Kakashi, who only knew Beerus as a name given to Naruto by the people they encounter on their missions. Sasuke's goal was similar, but with a little less being emo. Kakashi then told the group to meet him at the training ground tomorrow. While walking home, Naruto noticed someone following him, but to his surprise, it was neither of his teammates. It was Ino. Naruto body flickered behind Ino and then whispered, Hey, what you looking at? Ino jumped in fright, then turned around to see Naruto, who was an inch away from her own face. She blushed and immediately backed up 10 feet away from him. She was still blushing and held their hands behind her back. Well, I was following you because I wanted to give you this. She extended her hands towards Naruto, holding a Middle Miss red camellia. And for those who don't know, it's probably one of the rarest flowers on earth. I'll put an image on screen right now. It looks really good. Yeah, there are only like two in the world or something like that. So yeah, Ino shows him the flower, anxiously anticipating a response. Then Naruto, who knows about the flower, and let's say there are only three in Konoha, and they're located in a dangerous cave in the Forest of Death. Naruto gladly accepts it and even hugs Ino to her shock. He says he'll talk to her later because he has to prepare for a test tomorrow. Let's switch to Ino's perspective for a minute. Ino was just standing there, watching him leave, and she was as red as a tomato. Then she began heading home. At home, she saw her dad running around and her mom searching the shelves of their flower shop. Ino tried to sneak in, but her mom heard a creak and quickly ran to Ino. Hey, mom, you look disturbed? Ino said in a shaking voice. Oh, Ino, you seen the camellia? You know, the one important to our family? The one your grandfather died getting? Ino's mom said, clenching her fist. Ino looked down and said, well, I took it. And before her mom could reply, she got down on the ground and started begging for her to forgive her. Ino's mom told her daughter to get off the ground, then asked, Ino, don't worry, it's fine, just tell me where it is. Well, I kinda sorta gave it away. After this statement, silence fell across the room, and Ina's mom was trying to hold back her anger. Then she says, so you're telling me you gave away a flower worth over 200 million yen, and that's that important to our family? Side note, that's like 2 million US. Ino looked down at the ground and said, I'm sorry, but I wanted to give this guy something special, Ino said. She looked up at her mom expecting a slap, but got a hug instead. Oh, Ino, you should have just told me you got a boyfriend. Don't worry, he can keep it, but I at least want to see it one more time. Ino was shocked at this, and then her father came around the corner, who had already heard everything, then hugged Ino. She's like, and then his dad says, well, when are we meeting this boy? Ino just blushed and pushed her parents away, then ran to her room. And her parents were just laughing at the sight. This was probably us when we were younger. So back to Naruto. Naruto, with a good night's rest, went to the training ground the next day to meet up with Sasuke and Sakura. Sasuke and Sakura were in the training grounds awaiting their sensei when Naruto approached. Naruto saw Sasuke trying to ignore Sakura, but after a while he began talking to her and devised a plan for what they think would be a fight against their sensei. Naruto approached the three, then sat on the tree they were leaning on, getting glares from Sasuke. After some time, Kakashi arrived and he started to explain the bell test. Naruto, already knowing Kakashi's game, decided not to tell Sasuke or Sakura and see if they'll figure it out on their own. When the test began, all three Genins shot into the forest trying to hide from Kakashi. Kakashi thought to himself, well, seems those three know how to hide pretty well. This will be a fun fight.